All right, everybody. We are live, and I'm going to play the bumper, pull up to the bumper, baby, and let's see what happens, shall we? All right. And oops, got one more thing to do. Check this out. And one more thing to do. And that's optimize. And we're off.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Yes, indeed. Namaste and welcome everybody to the most amazing show in the universe, and that is the Awakening World. And I'm sitting here in Colorado, and beautiful Tangela, who is right here, along with me. Yay. We are bringing the Sacred Sunday to your shores again. And where are you, Tangela, right now?
Good morning, Omashar, and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Sacred Sunday. I am here in Sedona, and we're really excited to be doing this special Sacred Sunday show today because Scott and Eden will be coming to us live from the Soul Search San Rafael Enlightenment Expo. So we have an amazing, fun show today, Omashar.
We do. And as we are talking, Scott is setting up. We heard his journey of coming to the show, and he was apparently stuck on one side of a railway track as a 35-mile long coal train rolled by. And so he'll be here soon. That's my excuse for you, Scott. So that's $10. Thank you. And so let's just start with, are you going to do a meditation, Eden? Eden, sorry, you look like Eden. Tangela.
I will, but I think you're starting with the song first. So just to let everyone know that the schedule for today, we're going to be starting off with the beautiful Omashar song. I'll be doing a meditation. Omashar, you'll be doing another song. And then Scott and Eden will be coming to us live from the expo, where they'll be sharing a presentation on tips, tools, and practices for our enlightenment. And then Darren Starwin will also be sharing a presentation of 5 keys to be a master healer and heal the unhealable. So we're really excited that we're going to be doing this incredible hybrid show together with all of you. And if you want to continue watching the rest of the speakers, we will be live streaming them for the rest of the day on the Soul Search YouTube. So you can continue to tune in all day or watch the replays later. But we're really excited to be here with you all live to celebrate this Sacred Sunday together.
Indeed, we are.
Hello, Tangela. Hello, dear friends.
Hey, there you are. How's the freight train experience, young man?
Oh my God. Well, would you believe I literally got stopped for the train of all things? But I'm here at the Embassy Suites Hotel where the Enlightenment Expo is happening and all the exhibitors are getting all set up and the psychics are getting psychic. Um, and we're gonna have a really great time. And it's so good to see so many people here on a sacred Sunday morning.
Indeed, it is. We just had a beautiful opening, and we played the bumper. We're going live stream to everywhere on the planet, and
Out to the world.
I found the new button. Zoom has definitely tidied things up.
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday morning. It's like, okay, we're gonna start it. Like, where's the new live stream button?
I know. So we just did a good intro. I'm just about to play a song.
All right, great. And then after the song, Tangela will do a meditation.
Yes, indeed. And if you can re-co-host me, because when you come in, you
got it.
You have the God codes. So actually, with you, it's the Goddess codes. So. So feel free to highlight people. This is a mid tempo. This is Sunday morning singing juice, and feel free to highlight people as we go along. Okay, I'm going to press a few buttons here. Get the sound good.
All right. 2, 3, 4. The quieter you become, the more you can hear in the silence, in the stillness. I am here through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears. I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives within you and love leads us through. I love you. Now your heart and mind is clear, and you know that love is with you, love supports you, love is here. And you feel that you belong, and you know that you're walking with purpose. You can hear your life's new song. Back. Know that I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. And truth lives within you, and love leads us through. Through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears. So know that I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on.
now I'm not going to speak. Let's all twinkle, beloved Omashar.
Yay, Sunday morning. Goodness me. When was the last time I sang this early? Woo!
I know, but it's true. We didn't have as many people up and dancing as we normally do.
Well, it's Sunday morning, and it took me an hour and a quarter to get a voice this morning, I tell you.
Oh
I
my
woke up
God.
on the head
Well,
I had a tantric monk with me. And so thank you.
Thank you.
and
So beautiful.
we're getting everything set up. Simon is here setting up lights and getting ready to live stream. So we're grateful for Simon.
Thank you,
And
Simon.
we may,
That's wonderful.
and Simon, do you need to do an audio test with me right now with this, or are we good?
I don't know. All right, is it coming through there? All right, they can hear you, right?
Yep.
Okay, is it?
Oh, and let me remove my background.
Okay.
Hang in there, everybody. We're just getting ready because we want to make sure that the live stream is just absolutely awesome.
All right, and everybody is here. Is
Oh.
everybody hearing me pretty well?
Can you hear
Yes.
Simon?
Or am I far away?
I'm a little far away.
Okay, so it's still coming through that.
Right.
So I'm not sure if there's another audio in there that it goes same as his AirPods.
No,
It's all right. All right.
we'll just stay with this.
Yes, I'll just surrender.
Right. All right. Ah,
Indeed.
let's turn it over to beloved Tangela to lead us in a meditation to really drop in and prepare for a beautiful sacred Sunday.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Omashar, and thank you, everyone, for joining us today for the Sacred Sunday. So as we gather here today, let's just all close our eyes and begin to relax and just let go. Inhaling and exhaling. And just letting go of all of the energies of this morning and relaxing into your spiritual heart and feel at peace. And as you relax into your heart, feel your energies going through your body, down, 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 down through your legs, through your feet, through the crust of the earth, through the layers of Mama Gaia, until you connect to her crystalline core. As you connect into the core of Mother Earth, you feel her unconditional love embracing you, surrounding you, enveloping you with her magnificent power, her ancient wisdom, her unconditional love, and her everlasting support. You feel her strength grounding you, connecting you to her as she supports you on every step that you take on this planet. You relax into the arms of Mother Earth, feeling supported, loved, strengthened, feeling her eternal guidance that's with you in every moment. And you relax into her love. And feeling this unconditional power, you begin pulling it up, back through the layers of the earth, through your feet, up through your legs, lighting up your root chakra, feeling that constant connection to Mama Gaia at all times, strengthening and stabilizing you. You bring her energies up into your sacral chakra, lighting up your creativity, your solar plexus, your navel, lighting up your strength and power, your will, your perseverance, and bringing it up to your heart chakra, where you feel this incredible explosion of love and light as you feel her immense love for all connecting and co-creating with you. Love for all there is on this planet, all the elementals, animals, minerals, plants, and every other human being, all of the elements, all of us connected as one in this great unified love. We bring the energies up now into our throat chakra, giving us the strength and power to speak our truth as we are to do on this planet, in this awakening world. And up, 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 lighting up our third eye, so we can know all and see all as this unified field. And then up through our crown chakra, up, 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 going higher and higher and higher, through the atmosphere, through the galaxies, up through the central sun, higher and higher as we go into the heavenly realms, where everything glimmers in this diamond white light, connecting us all to all there ever is and all there ever will be. We feel our souls soaring like an eagle, free and powerful. This is who we are: harmonious, beautiful, love, freedom, liberation. We feel the power and the glory and the grace of our eternal souls, the immense wisdom that we carry for eons and eons. And we breathe in this energy of who we truly are. Breathing this in, we bring this back down. Golden diamond, shimmering bright light coming in through the cosmos. Down, 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 down into our crown chakra. Boom. Feeling our amazing connection to pure source energy. We feel this connection growing stronger and stronger, wider and wider, as we bring in this diamond white and golden light from the heavenly realms, activating every strand of DNA in our body, feeling the grandeur and the grace of our souls. As we bring in this pure source energy, lighting up each one of our chakras, we feel this connection in our heart chakra, growing brighter and brighter as we connect to pure source energy in Mama Gaia, and feeling as one, always connected to the infinite cosmic realms, always connected powerfully to Mother Earth. We feel our own strength and power in this infinite loop, up into the cosmos, down through our heart, connecting to Mama Gaia, and up again. And as we feel this infinite loop of radiance and strength and power, connecting us in all times, in all places, to source, to earth, we begin expanding our heart wider and wider, connecting to one another in the quantum field. And as our hearts grow wider and wider, lighting up our entire homes, our entire cities, our entire countries, and the entire planet. We feel ourselves connected heart to every being on this planet. And together, we breathe in the pure energy, power, unconditional love, grace, and strength of who we are. And we send these energies out into the world, sending our peace, our power, our love, our harmony, our grace, our strength. And as we give, we receive. As we give, we receive. We travel to the war-torn places, Ukraine, Russia, Palestine, Israel, Southern Sudan, Colombia. We go to the homeless encampments. We go to the mental wards and the asylums. We go to the refugee camps and the orphanages. We go to all the places where we feel the despair and the distress, the anger and the fear. And we breathe out and share our love, our joy, our peace, our strength, our harmony, our unity. And as we share and give, we receive. And as we give, we receive. And as we give, we begin to feel a shift, an uplifting, an awakening. Those around us may not know exactly what is happening, but they feel a glimmer, a glance, a joy, a hope. And as we give, we receive. We send our peace and love and power and strength around the world, knowing that we can do this in every moment with our intention, and that we do this in every moment with our consciousness, with our upliftment, with our being the light. We are the light, and we are bringing the light and sharing the light and growing the light. Breathe in the light and power and strength of who you are as a beautiful lighthouse on this planet and in this universe and multiverse. And breathe out your light and power across the cosmos. Coming back into your body, continue to feel your connection and your strength and your light and power, knowing that you are bringing peace, joy, harmony, and upliftment across the planet every moment, just by being who you are. So breathe in, feel the energy, and open your eyes. And thank you all for sharing your love, sharing your power, and sharing your peace across the planet. Thank you.
Nothing in my life's the same. It seems my world is falling into the dust that gave it birth. Empty feelings find me deep in contemplation, waiting for the rise of Mother Earth. And we all know what we've come here for, and we all feel that our hearts are true, and together once more. Walking through these fields of fear that bid for my attention. I don't live here anymore. I surrender to the flow that gives me new direction. All there is to do is trust and fly. And we all know what we've come here for, and we all feel that our hearts are true, and together we will make it home, and we'll trust to love once more. Sincero nuestra corazón, lograremos ir a casa juntos, confiando otra vez en el amor.
Yay. Love you all. Good to see you all here. Feel you all. Good to see you, Piper. Yay.
Hmm.
Oh, you're here. And you're not yet. We can't hear you yet.
Thank you, Omashar. What a beautiful song.
And
Really.
inspired by your beautiful meditation, I was going, that would be a wonderful meditation. Well, I guess we have it recorded now, but
Okay.
that was the perfect one to take us right into the crystal heart of Gaia and then bring us back through. It makes it so real and so tangible. Yeah,
Mm,
thank you so much.
thank you. And I felt the power of everyone connecting together and bringing this out
It's
into the awakening world
it's absolutely
together.
amazing how across the airwaves we can feel each other, and we're getting to learn mastery at it through this platform. And you know, because I do not feel that I'm in my own little studio here. I feel I'm with us all. So yeah.
Exactly. And Susan said, it's as if Omashar's song sealed Tangila's prayer. So I really felt
Well,
that your
yeah,
song.
and see, Eden and Scott there are waiting for lunch, and so we
No, we
can
can't hear
we
you
can't
though.
hear you, but we can lip read.
We can see you, you two.
Yes, I know, right?
How about now? Can you hear us now?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
we've got you guys.
yes.
Well,
Welcome.
people are coming into the room, and maybe Tangela, you can welcome everybody. Come on in. We're going to start in a minute. Tangela, maybe you can tell the online audience a little bit about the Enlightenment Expo so they can kind of picture where Eden and I are as people are coming in.
Yes, I'm happy to do that. So for all of our online community, welcome, welcome. Eden and Scott are coming to us live from our Soul Search Enlightenment Expo in San Rafael. And we do these expos once or twice a month all over California, in Arizona, and expanding to new locations soon. And this is really a an opportunity for our community to come together. We have incredible speakers all day. Eden and Scott are starting off our day with our live audience. With tips, tools, and practices for our enlightenment. And we have talks going on all day, on the hour, every hour, on natural health and holistic healing, quantum healing, shadow work, Akashic records. John Gray will be giving an amazing talk on love, romance, and longevity in the modern world at 5 p.m. And we also have a whole vendor room, a hall full of amazing psychics, channels, spiritual teachers, astrologers, Akashic record readers, body workers, energy healers. So people can come in all day and just have an incredible experience diving in. We have a meditation tent set up so people can go in and actually meditate together like we all did. And it's wonderful because we get such a diverse audience that come to our expos, all ages, all ethnicities, all backgrounds, all different levels of where they are on their spiritual journey, different traditions. So it's really amazing just to see people coming together, exploring, connecting, diving in. Our events are the first time a lot of people have ever been to an event like that. And so they're coming in and they just have their, heart blown wide open, and love connecting with community. So it's wonderful. Oh, Piper, hoping to drive within the hour. Oh, amazing. That's so wonderful. You'll be there. Awesome. Awesome. So excited. So I'm so happy Piper is going to be there live. I'm sure a lot of the Global Peace Tribe community that is local to the Bay Area will be there. So it's an amazing time to be able to connect, hug in person, see one another in person. You'll be able to see Scott and Eden in person. And for those of us who are online and not in the Bay Area, we're able to now, thanks to Scott's brilliant, idea. This Sacred Sunday show was Scott's brilliant idea to say, hey, let's bring this expo experience and presentation out for our whole Global Peace Tribe community so that we can all connect in this way. So Scott, thanks for putting this together. And
Absolutely.
we're really excited, and maybe we'll be doing more of this as well.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I want to acknowledge Simon is here. He set up the cameras and the lights. So we're grateful to Simon for making this happen.
Simon, thank you so much. Amazing.
And thank you, Tangela. It's a lot of work to put together such a big event. So big thanks to you and to Barbara, who's doing a terrific job. I think she's cloned herself because everywhere I look, she's doing something wonderful. And I think we're going to get started. So much love. Thank you for the beautiful meditation. And I'm going to turn it over to beloved Eden to help our audience drop in a little bit. And of course, our beautiful online audience. I see we've got almost 40 people with us. And of course, we're also broadcasting live over all of our Facebook groups and pages and YouTube channel. So a big hello to everybody watching us online, whether you're in the Zoom room or watching us on Facebook or YouTube. We have a beautiful couple of hours ahead. So it's my honor to turn it over to, it's just one of my favorite, these are like my two favorite people to collaborate with, Tangela and Eden. So it's a Sacred Sunday, and of course, Jasmine Bear.
Hi, Eden. Welcome. So happy that you're here at the expo with us.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
Tangela. So good to be here. And hello, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for showing up for yourself this morning to dive deeper into the heart and into what enlightenment is to you. So I know you're going to speak a lot more about what it is to you, and we're going to have a wonderful chat about that. We want to start with just a way of really landing in the body. I think people are going to keep coming in.
Sure.
So welcome.
And maybe just leave the door open. Yeah, I think so. That way people know to come on in.
So just a little bit about me. I'm an embodiment guide and a mystery school teacher. And in times of old, many people talked about enlightenment as getting kind of up and out of the body into some celestial state. And for me, it's about really bringing that light into the body and into our human experience. So let's start by a little grounding meditation. All right. So if you'll just allow yourself to close your eyes and let your hands rest open on your lap. Start to deepen your breath. And let's take 3 deep, deep belly breaths with a bit of a sigh on an exhale. So inhaling.
Ah.
And just landing here and now in the body with the breath. 2 more.
Ah.
One more resonant sigh. Scott, you're so good at this. Everyone, deep sigh.
Ah.
Good. Letting the sigh go, keeping the breath connected and deeper than usual. Go ahead and lean a tiny bit back into your back body. We're such forward leaners in our minds into the future. And this is a moment to come into the present, into the body, letting the crown of the head move back and the heart lift. And for our online audience, you can do the meditation again. Double beauty today, meditation. And as you breathe into the heart center, go ahead now and bow your chin a little and dive into the space right in the center of your chest. And imagine this beautiful golden light, warm, bright, with every breath illuminating more. As if you can call yourself, all parts of yourself here and now to this moment, to this body. And then bringing your attention to your hands that are on your lap and bringing slowly your right palm of light just to your heart chakra. And your left to your lower belly, the Dantian, the power center. And as you touch your heart chakra, it starts to release oxytocin. You can give it a little bit of movement. Just feeling this preciousness, this moment. And perhaps here you can set an intention. Your intention is very powerful. It could be just to receive, to feel well, to awaken, whatever the intention is for you, just finding that place in your own heart that wells up, your personal intention. Deep breath there. And then we're going to visualize this beautiful golden light starting to move down the central channel, down to the solar plexus. That's the diaphragm. You can bring your hand of light right there. Central sun, solar plexus in your being. And breathing into that chakra, your power center, charging up this intention. And then allowing it to just flow down your spine, down your central channel to your lower belly, bringing the hand of light down to meet the other, just gently resting on the belly. I like to form a little triangle, thumb tips under the navel, and just anchoring into this body, feeling the energy moving down through the sacral chakra, into the root, and feeling the alignment of your central channel, the whole spine lit up. And then the energy flows down through the legs, down past the knees, down through the bottom of the feet, and also down through what you're sitting on, through the root chakra. We're just anchoring golden channel of light together, down through the floor, letting the hands of light open now, rest on the lap, as if they're holding beautiful luminous lotus blossoms. And let our collective rooting be this rooting of grace, rooting down higher frequencies to anchor them for our lives, for our walk in this world, and for all beings. And just for a moment, feel that as we tap down into the earth, there are many beings all around the world also grounding and awakening. And together we are plugging in and forming this beautiful web of light together. All our friends online are doing this, and so many beings. And then coming back to the hands of light and lifting them gently to the simple mudra of namaste, pressing them together at the heart chakra again. And take a moment to just bow towards your palms of light. And if there's something you're grateful for, gratitude opens the heart even more. anything that arises. It could be simple, grateful for this moment, being in a healthy body, grateful for shelter. We are so blessed in the West. We have so much. Just feeling your personal gratitude rippling through the space. And then let's send this beautiful energy we've co-created to those who are less fortunate, to the places that are suffering, to the people that are not so fortunate. And deep breath here, feeling that love spreading around the planet.
Ah,
And then gently releasing your hands and opening your eyes softly, coming into this space again. And I just bow to everyone that's here, that's showing up for themselves in this beautiful way today. Thank you.
we're going to go to gallery view for our online audience for a moment and see those of you who have your cameras on. Thank you so much. And let's just give a beautiful twinkle to Eden for that beautiful, beautiful meditation. Thank you. Enlightenment. So a question to those of you in our live audience and also those of you in our online audience, how many of you have really wanted to achieve enlightenment in this lifetime? How many of you have had that as a desire, as a goal? She's getting up, so I guess she also wants to achieve enlightenment.
Wow.
Well, as I was thinking about this morning, I thought a lot about my wife. I had a wonderful, wonderful wife, Suchi, who passed away, but she was all about enlightenment. She would come home and she'd say, "Look, here's a flyer," and she'd show me a flyer, and it'd be somebody promising enlightenment if she went to India or if she did whatever she needed to do. And it was an ongoing conversation in our relationship because I never imagined that I would get enlightened fully. I didn't have the fantasy of getting tapped on the head by a guru and waking up. But she did. God bless her. She really did. And she went to India many, many times. And I think she did finally achieve enlightenment when she left her body. When she left the body is when she got her great, beautiful wish and became one with all that is. I've been around the block. I'm 68 years old. I've had the good fortune to get to know and become close to many of the great teachers. Ram Dass and I were friends. And even the great ones don't appear to be enlightened all the time. Maybe Amici, maybe a few people. But I think what's more common is we have enlightened moments. Who here has had an enlightened moment? I'm going to go to the online gallery view for a moment too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just so the people online know, people are raising their hand in the space here. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So for those of you in the online audience, put in the chat box what your enlightened moments were, like what an enlightened moment might have been like for you. And Eden, what's an example of an enlightened moment that you've had?
So for me, there's been miracles that have happened in my life from dark nights of the soul, actually from some of the toughest times I've had, where I've felt like I've hit a bottom. And then there was grace. Then there was this opening of my heart, this forgiveness, or even a mystical experience where nature seemed to respond to me in a way that kind of blew my mind. And there's a few stories, it's maybe too long, but
Share one.
I have a connection to birds, a really beautiful connection to birds. And I can't say that I felt like some enlightened guru at that moment. I just felt immense love and connection to the divine. And in those moments, it suspended my little sad, poor me story completely. And the sense of being in a living miracle occurred to me. So I can share one quick story. Many, many years ago, I was going through a very painful divorce, and it was kind of at the height of heartbreak And I was on the island of Capri in Italy. And I was walking and crying, and I was completely in my collapsed victim state. I know we've all been there, where we feel like the world is against us and nothing is going to help us. We're really desperate. And there was a light shining from the top of the mountain on this island. And as I squinted, and I felt like it was almost blinding me, this light, later I realized, and I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but not religious. I realized it was the metal cross on top of an ancient church on the top of this mountain. And the way the sun was hitting it, it just was kept almost hurting my eyes like a blinding light. I wound my way down to some ruins where I laid on top of the rocks of this old ruin of Tiberias and cried and just didn't want to be alive. I was really devastated by this apparent betrayal and the breakup I was experiencing. And then a seagull came flying over, and it had a very particular cry. And then another seagull responded to it with a different cry. And I heard them sounding back and forth. And something in my heart was like, I'm gonna try to make this the sound and see if it responds to me. So I, even in my tears, felt like, just crying out loud. So I mimicked the seagull sound. And then it did sound back to me. And not only that, we repeated the call and response so many times that more and more gulls came until there was a giant spiraling flock of seagulls over me in the sky. And what had been a moment of desperate pain and suffering, it turned into joy. It turned into this beauty of nature and this miracle that I was communicating with these gulls, and they were flying over me in a big spiral. There must have been like 100 gulls at the end of this experience. And I got up and I was like, I don't even feel sad. I felt like life goes on. And some would say, well, is that enlightenment? And for me, it was the frequency had raised so high. So if fear and pain and shame and sorrow are very, very dense frequencies, then joy and bliss and ecstasy and love, that's up there with enlightenment. And they've done experiments with scalar frequencies. Enlightenment is like 1,000. And bliss and ecstasy is right there with it. So for me, that was this moment of light, of peace, of communion with the divine.
What a beautiful story, huh? In the audience, we heard she got goosebumps. I'm going to read a couple of comments from the audience, and we'll continue to share. Dorina Joy, who's all the way down in Ecuador, in our online audience, writes, most enlightening and transforming moments and experiences were triggered and caused by entheogens and plant medicine, surprisingly at the time, and so grateful for that now. And yeah, of course, many of us using plant medicine or other forms of medicine have probably had some beautiful and wonderful moments. I can relate to that. Susan writes, I kissed a guru's feet and felt so much bliss. It was an unforgettable experience. Kathy writes, I've had many enlightened moments throughout my life. The greatest one was a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, which changed my life, and I continue to experience them. Susan Woolridge writes, Eden, also continually receiving messages from birds. So you and Susan have that in common. Reverend Jeffrey, whom we love, writes, Lovolution is the solution. So that's a good one. And finally, Scotty Satori writes, yes, gifts from Big Mama Earth. She's really brought me some divine gifts, true Satori moments. And his last name is Satori. Let's all take care of this beautiful planet. Absolutely. When you were sharing, I remembered a moment that happened when I was 21 years old. And I was up at Mount Tam, and I was with somebody that I was just getting to know. And something shifted and he shifted. And he was a very big guy. Now, I've never thrown a punch in my life. I've never been a physical, violent kind of guy. But this person got literally intoxicated and was threatening me. And we're all alone up in Mount Tam. And he had a knife, a big knife. And I was terrified because he clearly, if he wanted to, could have killed me. And I just was so terrified, and in that moment just prayed for grace. You know, you talked about grace in your prayer. And all of a sudden, I was filled with what I call, this is my word for it, Christ consciousness. Because in that moment, I went from looking at this man and being terrified to instead just seeing my beautiful brother who was struggling, who was scared. And I went from probably about as much fear as I've ever experienced into the exact opposite, which was the most love that I had ever experienced, just total love for him. And it just melted the whole situation. And obviously he didn't kill me. I'm here. And so that was, I thought of that as you were talking. And isn't it interesting how so often it's when we're in those deep moments of night, you know, the dark night of the soul. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. That then the shift happens, right? The shift happens. There's another word that you used in your meditation that I want to riff on a little bit, and that is gratitude. You know, as best as I can tell, when I think of my enlightened moments, there are moments when I'm fully present to what is, and I'm only in gratitude. I don't need to change it. I don't need to make it different. I'm just in gratitude. And the most significant moment of my life so far was when my wife took her final breath. And it was such a juxtaposition because, of course, I didn't want her to die, but I had accepted that she was dying. I had gone through the acceptance process. And when she took her final breath, because we were so connected, I could feel her liberation. There were about a dozen of us in my bedroom. I was holding her. We were all around singing. And we knew it was right at that moment, you can tell. And as she took that final breath, we all could feel this liberation. And it was just this incredible moment of grace and gratitude. Those two words that were in your meditation, grace and gratitude. So it's like if we can really work in our life of being grateful for whatever's happening, even when something as sad as the death of a loved one is happening, but to find the grace and the gratitude, I think that's what leads or can lead to enlightened moments.
Beautiful. So in the mystery school work that I've been involved with for 15 years, we talk about a grateful, open heart is a dimensional doorway to higher states of consciousness. And I'm just curious, when I invited you to find something that you were grateful for, did you feel a shift? Did you feel the energy? Because sometimes our minds are so busy with more of a negative bias where we might be in kind of a loop around what's not working. But as soon as we start to focus on what we're grateful for, we actually shift our perception very deeply. So I'd like to think that more enlightened states are noticing the beauty, noticing what blessings we have. And I just want to hear if there's anything that you're grateful for. I know I'm really into audience interaction.
Absolutely.
So if there's anything that came to you as simple as it was, what are you grateful for? What could you feel yourself, your heart soften and open around? Is there anything you would share? Is there anything that you're grateful for?
More of enlightenment, but 8 months ago, I was getting ready to eat and I saw a purple man come in and I didn't know who he was, and both practitioners said it was Saint Germain.
Beautiful.
I then had heart surgery about a month later. And when I was suffering in the ICU, Saint Germain came in and I knew who he was this time. And I knew he was there to tell me that I'm gonna be okay. I was in pain. That was about it.
Right.
So-
Sure, that must have just blown your mind and changed your life. That incredible blessing of meeting an ascended master, a
And
guide.
I didn't know who he was, right? Now I do.
Amazing.
That's the microphone, okay.
Thank you for sharing. That's amazing story.
Is there anybody else in this audience while he's got the microphone and the camera on you? Anyone else want to share a moment of gratitude?
If you're feeling shy,
No? Okay, well, we've got, our online audience is responding. So Reverend Jeffrey writes, the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Christy Michaels writes, I'm grateful for the Global Peace Tribe. That's the name of our online audience.
and we're grateful for you, Christine, that you're well and the work you're doing. Thank you for the beauty you bring, Christy.
Christy and Eden both do a lot of work that includes the understanding of Mary Magdalene, who Mary Magdalene truly was, and bringing in that embodiment. Piper Dellums, who we love, who's coming here to the expo today, but she's still at home. Piper writes, so lots are coming in now. She writes, based on Scott's beautiful story, I'm the most grateful for taking care of my dad every day until he transcended, and the depth of communication he was sharing between dimensions with me. Profound gratitude. And Piper Dellum's father was the great Ron Dellums. Anybody remember Ron Dellums? He was a wonderful congressman. There's someone in the audience who knew. Ron Dellums was one of the great congressmen of our time. He passed very important legislation, and that was Piper's father. A couple more messages, and Karen just came in. Hello. Deidre writes, I'm grateful for health, grateful to be with you all, grateful for my parents who are 87, grateful for nature. Thank you for this beautiful offering. Kathy writes, that's right. And Tangela, the volume went lower. How's the volume now? Is the volume good? We switched into a different audio setting. How's the volume now? Somebody, sure, go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know if we're good? Okay.
And thank you all for your patience with the back and forth. Yeah.
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 So grace and gratitude. What would you like to say about that?
In Italian, while I was living in Italy, I learned this grazia and grazie. It's the same root. Grace is gratitude. Gratitude is grace. It comes from grazia, the same Latin root.
Oh,
Yes. So the more grateful we are, the more our hearts soften and unshield and open, the less we're in kind of the egoic kind of reptilian brain, and the more heart-centered we are. And that's where the grace comes through us. And I like to think of grace as the Holy Spirit. Being a divine feminine mystery school teacher, I'm always like, wow, in Abrahamic religions, they don't mention the mother or the divine feminine at all. So maybe it's the Holy Spirit. We have the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So this grace, this divine love, perhaps it's that softening, that feminine side of us that receives the blessing of these higher frequencies, where ascended masters like Saint Germain hang out all the time. So they say Master Jesus hung out at 1,000+ frequency. That's the consciousness of the ascended ones. So if we raise our frequency to even a state of gratitude, we start to connect. We start to open to those higher frequencies. So for me, that's the grace that we're opening to.
And I never knew it was the same Latin root. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
grace and
Could we have a bit more volume, please?
Um, uh, I think instead of being on your black magic design, we're gonna go back to, is this better if we do it like this?
Much better, yes.
All right, so we're gonna stay with that. As my online audience knows, my favorite prayer is maximum grace. And I actually learned that from Paramahansa Yogananda. Who here has read Autobiography of a Yogi or is a fan of Yogananda? So I was listening to an audio recording of Yogananda from probably back in the 40s. And he said that all beings, even saints, have karma. And somebody asked him, what is your karma? And he said, discernment. He said the discernment is the last lesson for master souls, learning to really discern. And that for him, and you'll see how this connects to grace in a moment, for him, he wants to support everybody. He sees everybody, he loves everybody, he wants to help everybody. And his guru, Sri Yukteswar, would say, no, you should not take on everybody's karma. Don't work with everybody. Don't try and save everybody. He said, rather, for most beings, you see their issue, you see their problem, you see their dilemma, and you pray maximum grace. Maximum grace for Sally. And you really pray for it. And like you said, grace it's the Holy Spirit. When grace, we're all here by grace, really. You know, grace has saved all of our lives in ways that we may not even know, right? And so maximum grace. And so when I wake up in the morning and I think about the people in my life, my clients, my friends, some of them will get a meme in the morning, and all of them get maximum grace for Joe, maximum grace for Simon, maximum grace, just sending that out. And it's a beautiful, beautiful prayer for people, because really what would be a greater blessing than just maximum grace for whatever it is we're dealing with? Because we don't know what's best. We don't know if it's best even to get that job that you want to get, if it's best for that relationship to work out, if it's even best to get past the cancer or to leave the body. We don't know what's best, but maximum grace, we're turning it over to God, knows what's best. Exactly.
As you share this and this blessing that you're offering in your morning prayers and meditations, it reminds me of this research they did in the 70s in a lab in Germany. I wish I could remember the exact name of the research center. It's about the photons the human heart emits naturally, and that we actually emit light. We are projecting out light. And then when we pray and when we meditate and we focus on sending love or metta or maximum grace, it increases 100-fold. The heart becomes like this luminous sun that's projecting out light photons to others when we pray for them. So I'm seeing Scott in his bed in the morning shining his love to different people. So we often feel like, what can I really do for a friend that's suffering? Maybe if all of us just take a moment to wish them the highest, most optimal outcome, maximum grace, and watch what that does for our own frequency, our own mood, our own well-being. And many people I know say that even getting out of bed has become challenging sometimes. So there's a very simple practice I want to share with our online and all of you here. If we begin our day with connecting to our own hearts, our own good hearts, and I'm not talking about the organ, I'm talking about the sacred heart, the heart chakra, and just simply like we did in the meditation, before you get out of bed, place your hand on your heart. And for yourself first, it's not selfish. Good morning, I love you. Good morning, I love you. And begin within and with the self, because we have been conditioned to think that self-love is somehow selfish. but really the raising of our own frequency, the honoring, the trusting, the forgiving of the self, and the loving of the self, then opens the heart to emit that light. And then we bless and we project that maximum grace to others. It's like a chalice, right? The heart fills like this before we can start. We don't dump it out into others. We let it overflow, like the cups in tarot, right? They're always overflowing. There's so many of us who are interested in enlightenment. So many of us who identify as light workers that want to give. We want to serve like Yogananda. We want to attend to the needs of others. But if we don't fill our own cup with that divine grace, that divine light first, we're actually ineffective. We're trying to give from a half full cup or an empty cup, and then we empty it. So this opening of the heart vertically, let's just try that together. It's like a flower. This is a very simple mudra. You take your Namaste mudra and you just open it. This is called the Padma mudra. And you open it right near your heart chakra and just feel that maximum grace pouring in. First for the self, because you are precious. You are worth the love and this light that's pouring in. And then feel it overflowing and just send it to someone you know who's suffering, wishing them maximum grace in this moment. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. And just this little practice alone raises our frequency. Just breathing and sending that energy. Beautiful. Then coming back to your own good heart, you can just press your hands again. Namaste. I love this simple mudra that is like a thank you, but it's also deep honoring. I honor you. I honor the place in you where we are the same. We are the same light in different skin suits looking back at itself. And most enlightened masters, they say there are no others, right? We know Ramana Maharishi's big quote, there are no others. So when we see through those eyes of what Scott called Christ consciousness, I like to call unity consciousness, and we see I am another you. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for that. And so now I want you to picture when I get up in the morning, usually I'm propped up in my bed with Jasmine Bear by my side. But now I'm going to do this. I'm going to call it the Eden Mudra myself. Imagine like the Eden Mudra. And, thank you for coming in. And thank you for the reminder to love myself first.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't always do that. I always go right into often.
Scott is such the ever present for people who are suffering. He's like, Eden, I have this client in some part of the world. I'm up till 10 at night counseling. That's like selfless service. Of all people I know, you love and serve, and it's really such a beautiful thing to witness how much love you have for humanity.
Thank you. And it feels good, to be honest. I mean, I don't feel drained, there is a cycle to that.
Yeah,
There is a cycle.
reciprocity.
But now I remember to
Fill your cup.
fill my cup
Scott.
first. And I love the visual of that. I'm going to do that.
Yay.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Let's talk a little bit about unity consciousness. I've had Deepak Chopra on my show a few times, and Deepak Chopra points out something a few interesting things. Probably the most ancient sacred texts that have survived are the Vedic scriptures written 7,000 years ago in Sanskrit. And in the Vedic scriptures, God is known as Brahman, and they assign 26 principles to God, 26 principles to Brahman. That's in writing 7,000 years ago. Fast forward to now, and of course, our most sophisticated form of science is quantum physics. And in quantum physics, they have scientifically proven that we are living in a unified field of ever-changing molecules. And they have come up so far with exactly 26 principles of the unified field. And the 26 principles of the unified field from our quantum science, quantum physics, perfectly correlates with the 26 principles or definitions of God, of Brahman, written 7,000 years ago. Which means that we're living at a time that our most ancient spiritual wisdom and our most modern science are coming together to say the same thing.
Yogananda predicted this. He
Yeah.
talked about that
Yeah.
in his book.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. We're living in that time that we are, whether you want to approach it spiritually or scientifically, there's only one of us, one unified field. Here's one other little cool thing about the molecules. Again, according to Deepak Chopra, if we live to be approximately 90 years old, during our lifetime, we will share 10,000 molecules with every other person who ever lived.
Wild.
Right? You will have had floating through you 10,000 molecules that Hitler had, that Cleopatra had, that Julius Caesar had, that the woman washing the clothes in the Yangtze River right now. Like that's how interconnected we all are.
Boggles the mind.
Isn't that something?
My nerdy brain is like, what kind of molecules? Are they hydrogen? Are they oxygen?
Right, well, let's see. I want this person's molecules from my brain and this
Like
one's from-
water from Cleopatra. Wild.
Yeah. So if we come back to tips, tools, and practices for enlightened living. And by the way, I want to welcome Darren, who's going to follow us. He's doing the next presentation, and we're going to carry that also online for all of you, our online audience, and those of you in our live audience. So I'm going to share another tool and then turn it back over to Eden, and then we'll read a few more comments because I see a lot have come in from our chat box. So one of the things that gets in the way, remember we were talking about how oftentimes an enlightened moment feels like when we're fully present without judgment, without having to change something. But we're human and we're spiritual beings, but we're having a human experience. And often in that human experience, we want to change something and we get triggered. And sometimes we get abducted by our reptile brain. Right? Who's been abducted by the reptile brain? Right? When one moment you're this spiritual person, and the next time you're saying and doing things you can't believe you actually said and did. Who can relate to that?
Yeah.
So the key or a key is to catch it. Notice the very first moment of agitation, the first moment you feel disconnected from your heart or disconnected from a person, because usually we get triggered by the people we're closest to, our beloveds, our friends, our lover, our roommates, our children, our mother-in-law, So being present to, do I feel fully connected? And noticing that first moment of disconnect. And when you notice that first moment of disconnect, slow down, take a breath, and here's a practice that you can do within 30 seconds. What am I telling myself? That's the judgment. She doesn't care about me. He's not listening. It's usually something like that. Just allow yourself only one sentence, not a whole story, one sentence. What's the judgment? What's the projection? One sentence. Then take a breath. What am I feeling? I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling disappointed. I'm feeling hurt. Now, as you do that, you're acknowledging what you're actually feeling. And then what is it that I'm really needing right now? I'm needing connection. I'm needing to be heard. I'm needing to be understood. I'm needing her to listen, whatever it might be. Notice that all takes 30 seconds. And we shift out of our judgment where we can go into reaction and get abducted by our reactive reptile brain. We give ourselves that moment of empathy. God, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling hurt. We get in touch with what it is we're longing for. And we then drop into the grace of the longing, the beauty of the unmet need. So for example, let's say I'll just make up something. This is not true because she's a wonderful listener. But let's say Ian and I are having a conversation on I don't feel she's listening to
I'm on the
me.
phone.
She's not, yeah, she's on her phone and I want her to be connecting to me. So again, the judgment she was only thinking about herself. There's the judgment. Well, what am I really feeling? I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling sad. What I'm wanting for her to really connect and to listen to me. That took 30 seconds. And then I drop into remembering how good it feels when Eden listens to me and all the times that she has listened to me. And I started remembering that, oh, that's who we are. When we're connected, that's who we are. She's a wonderful listener, and I remember that beautiful feeling. And in 30 to 60 seconds, I've shifted from where I could react in the moment to a judgment or a projection. Maybe she's on the phone because she's getting an important text. Maybe her son's saying, Mom, I need some dinner. We've had that happen. Whatever it is, I've shifted out of that into the beauty of my longing, the beauty of what I'm really longing for. So there's a practice for everybody. So again,
So
what am I telling
powerful.
myself? What am I feeling? What am I longing for? And then pivoting into the beauty of the longing as opposed to reacting to the unmet need.
Before it escalates.
Before it escalates.
And Scott, do you find sometimes when you're in the middle of an interaction that's gone south already, that you just might need to take physical space to get back in touch with this energy?
Yeah, absolutely. And the way we teach it in Love Coach Academy is we ask for a connected timeout. And it's not, you're driving me crazy, I got to go. It's not that. The magic words are, I'm sorry, I'm too disconnected to give you the quality of connection I want right now. I need to take care of myself. I need to eat. I need to take a nap. I need to take some space. I can't give you the quality of connection that I want to. I need to go take care of myself so I can come back and love you up the way I want to.
Oh, wow. It almost is bringing tears to my eyes because I'm imagining a world where we have that kind of self-awareness and responsibility in mass. And or as we awaken, as we are the awakening world, and more of us do that, imagine how many less volatile fights would happen in loverships, in family constellations, in government.
Yeah.
It would ripple into a collective peace.
In the spirit of a world like that, I was at a nonviolent communication family camp many years ago. I was talking to a mother, and as I'm talking to the mom, her son comes up. He's about 8 or 10 years old. He comes running up, Mommy, I need a timeout. I'm too mad to play fair right now. Right? There's that awareness. He had that consciousness. I need a timeout. I'm too mad to play fair right now. Yeah, we got people who are like really taking that one. So as you give a practice, I'm going to take a look at what's happening in the chat box.
Okay. So this next practice, I often give people when they're not quite able to go through that process Scott said quickly, when they're noticing, oh, I'm actually flipping my lid, like the prefrontal cortex has flipped, right? And that's when the reptilian brain hijacks us or abducts us. How'd you say the alien abduction? Yeah.
The reptile brain abducts us.
Yeah. So this is a simple practice. You're in an interaction. Your intention is to be a heart-centered, more enlightened being. And there is that person that seems to trigger you again and again right in front of you. And you notice, I'm holding my breath. That's one of the first things when we're not in present moment awareness. We breathe in the present moment and we're relaxed and our breath is full. When we're holding the breath, usually we're in anxiety, in a reaction already. So first thing is notice, where's my breath? And Scott even said that, take a few deep breaths first. Then the same practice that I gave you in the morning to bring that oxytocin and that good energy to yourself, even if you're in a boardroom, even if there's a lot of people watching, it's not that big of a weird gesture as a pattern interrupter to just touch your heart. Just bring a hand to your heart and lean a little bit back. When we're in fight and flight, often we're ready to run. We're ready, our bodies lean forward, our tails even tuck like a C curve, and there's tension in our spine. When you lean back and you relax your breath and breathe deep, you downregulate your nervous system. And suddenly you feel, I have legs again. I have feet. I am here now. I am present in my body. So this might not be that big like enlightenment tip of how to like ascend in the now. It's actually how to be present in the now, how to get back to your body. So imagine maybe that relationship that you're struggling with, and they're angry or they're triggered or you're feeling contraction. Deepening the breath, hand in the heart, and just a little lean backward. Downregulate your nervous system. Then ask yourself what Scott just brought us through, the nonviolent communication steps. What's my story? How do I feel? What do I need? So these go together.
Thank you.
Go together.
We're winding down. In a moment, we're going to turn it over to Darren. But I'm going to read a few comments. A lot of people we've got 40 people watching online in the Zoom room, and then we're on about 50 Facebook groups and pages. But Tangela writes, thank you so much, Eden. That was a beautiful practice. Carol writes, love Deepak, one of my first spiritual teachers over 35 years ago. Reverend Jeffrey putting in links. Thank you so much, Reverend Jeffrey. Here we go. Sylvia writes, one of my embodiment practices is to be present in the presence with and through me, and to touch and commune with trees through practicing my bare feet on the ground or on the branches one at a time, or leaning back against the trunk, usually while chanting.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Reverend Jeffrey, when you were talking earlier about protons and protons.
Photons, yeah.
John Martin will be incorporating this practice. Thank you very much, John. And he's thanking you, Eden. All right, just a couple more. Our beloved Piper Delamus writes, to simply honor the knowledge of the polarity between our 3D flesh experience and our fifth dimensional spiritual truth, which is of one love, one consciousness, that so above, so below principle, and allow the lesson of the expression to release and to be clarified for wisdom lessons for our own evolution of soul. Finally, Karen S. writes, one of the coolest things that ever happened to me was around 1994, when I reached the state of cosmic consciousness and started seeing the particles of everything. Wow. This went on and off for quite some time. In fact, for a few years, she was able to see the particles all around. Wow. Sue Kelly thanking us for this great conversation. There we go. Dorina Joy says, I am loving this. So thank you, online audience. Thank you, live audience. Eden, how can people get more Eden Amadora? And what are you up to?
Yes, so you can find me on social media under Eden Amadora, and my website too, Eden Amadora. Like I said before, I'm Divine Feminine Mystery School teacher. I teach both in person and online. If you're interested, well, there's an easy way to connect with me for free that's really fun. And it's a weekly mystical insights oracle reading hour. So I work with these different faces of the goddess, divine feminine archetypes, and offer this free reading online, and you can find that on my website, EdenAmadora.com, under the free offerings, and it should be in the
There it
nav
is.
bar. It's called Mystical Insights Oracle Reading. Used to be called Oracle Office Hours.
I love to, yeah.
So Amadora, it means she who loves. And yeah, it came to me in a wild dream about 15 years ago, Amadora. So that's a great way to start connecting. And then for those who are like, I love this, I want to go deeper, I'd like more embodiment tools, more practices. I'm beginning a 13-week program called Enter the Temple at the end of summer. August 29th is the first day of that journey. It's an online weekly meeting. So that's a beautiful way to work together, to go
Fantastic.
deeper.
Highly
So good
recommend
to
it.
be with you all.
As you can see, Eden brings so much love and so much grace to everything she does. So I highly recommend it. And thank you for getting up early in the morning and being here. So here's what's going to happen for our online audience. I'm going to turn off my camera, and Omashar is going to bless you with a song while we kind of transition. And then we're going to be back with Darren. Darren, what are you teaching?
5 quantum keys to
Come on up so my audience can see you. Oh,
They're here.
Hi.
Come down a little lower.
Okay. All right, and after this song, I'm going to teach a class called 5 Quantum Keys to Heal Like a Master.
wow. Wonderful. I'm going to stick around for that
Oh,
class.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you, beloveds. And I'm going to turn it over to beloved Omashar.
Deep breath, everybody. That was beautiful. Wow, we're in several worlds at once right now. And as we know, the time has come. I am one with all feeling, and one with all love, one with all healing, and one with all. I am one with all feeling, and one with all love. With all healing, and one with all. I felt alone for so many years, held my head high to hide the pain. Nowhere to turn, so to myself again. I tune my heart to the mother. I am one with all feeling, and one with all love. One with all healing, and one with all. Sing with me. We are one with all feeling, and one with all love, one with all healing, and one with all. Let me know when the room's ready. The time has come to wake my sleepy head and peel back the sheets of illusion. lift my voice once more and sing the songs of the new world. I am one with all feeling, and one with all love, one with all healing, and one with all. I am one with all feeling, and one with all love, one with all healing, and one with all. Okay, so la la bit, here we go. The time has come. The time has come. Scott.
Let's all twinkle, beloved Omashar. That was awesome. We are with the perfect song. We are one with all after what we were just talking about with Eden. And
Hi, Joey.
that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Well, are you about ready?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to turn it over. First of all, a big thank you to Tangela. One more time. Thank you, Tangela.
And to beloved Eden, holy smoke, what a wonderful presentation, Scott. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm going to bow out now and I'll continue watching. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Scott and Eden, too. That what a beautiful presentation. Thanks for sharing those powerful practices. And Scott, I'll leave it for you to introduce Darren, the next presenter.
well, he's right here. So do you want to sing?
Hi, Chen.
Welcome, welcome. So happy you could be here. And I do want to introduce him, but Scott, maybe can you introduce? I put the introduction in the chat so that the live audience can hear his introduction as well.
Okay, great.
But before I go, I just want to say Darren is an amazing luminary and TV influencer, part of Soul Search. He's an incredible quantum healer, quantum catalyst, really dedicated to empowering professionals, healers, light workers, and individuals around the planet to really step into their highest potential. And really, Darren, thank you so much. I really encourage all of you guys to check out his new show on Soul Search TV, Quantum Awakenings. I will be putting the link in the chat. It's funny, it's a teaching show, it's a transmission, and you can really start diving in deep with Darren and his work. So thank you, Darren, for being here and excited for your presentation today.
And did everybody in the live audience hear that? Yes.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
great. Tangela, love you so much. We're going to turn it over to Darren.
Okay. Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Tangela. So thank you so much for getting out on your Sunday morning to come down here to experience quantum healing. The reason that you showed up must be that something inside of you said yes and drew you here. That's the way it is, right? Like a big part of the art of living is hearing those voices that tell you something that takes you to a higher level and learning to say yes, not maybe or later, but yes. So you said yes, so thank you. So my name is Darren Starwin. I live here in this local area. I live in Fairfax, which is only about a half-hour drive from here, a beautiful place in the mountains. And I live with Karina, who's my partner here in the front. We were just out doing swing dancing last night, getting all ready for this today. So I mentioned in the in the promotional material for this talk today. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I said, this is not a talk, it's an experience. Ding, something just dinged here. So how many people here would like to have an experience today? How many people would rather have an intellectual discussion? Okay, unanimous. Okay. There'll be some of that too. Both. Okay, that's right. Both, because you want to understand it with your mind, feel it in your heart, and then have your quantum divine self activated. Is that a good combination? Because all that can happen. But if you want to, you have to just ask. If you want that, you could have it. So the name of the talk today is 5 Quantum Keys to Heal Like a Master and Produce Miracle Results. And I know there's a lot of people who are receiving this on live stream because I know Scott and Tangil are sending this out on many of their channels. So anybody who's with us on live stream, welcome, welcome also. So I want to know what my promise to you is for today. We have 50 minutes, 50 minutes to teach what could be a massive subject, is to give you as much as is humanly possible within 50 minutes and to give you real life examples to make it tangible, not airy-fairy, not philosophical, but make it practical, what I'm going to tell you. Second thing is to offer you an experience of the quantum field that you can feel for yourself. Again, it's always voluntary. If you want to have that experience, then just simply make that request in yourself. If you don't want to have it, that's fine. It's always up to you. The third thing is to give you practical insights and methods that you can start using right away. How many people here work as any kind of healer or healthcare practitioner? Raise your hand if you're anybody who works with clients in any way. Okay, what do you do?
I'm an esthetician, so I just started incorporating crystal healing into my practice.
Okay. Aesthetics often lends itself very well to bringing in different kinds of energy work and healing because people come actually wanting healing, right? They think of through skin. And who else does anything here with, how about the person in the back?
Biofield tuning.
Biofield tuning. At first I thought you said violet field. I thought that would have been cool too, but biofield. Okay, thank you. Biofield tuning. Anybody else do any kind of healing or coaching or, okay. You do? Okay. Thank you. So I want to say, because this is going to be experience, here's how to get the most out of this class. Something's dinging here. Okay. First of all, is to stay grounded, because this is very high level consciousness that we can tune into in this short amount of time. And so the best way to stay grounded is simply to put part of your attention in the earth. There's one of the chakras in your body is called the Earth Star. And it's literally like a ball of light that's under the surface of the earth, underneath, wherever you happen to be at any moment. And we're usually taught to cut ourselves off from that and just be up in our heads all the time. But if you just breathe down into the earth a little bit and just intend to be grounded, you will be. And breathe fully in and out of your heart chakra, as Eden was so beautifully saying before, just breathe in and out of your heart chakra. You'll have more of this experience. And attuned to the quantum field, even if you don't know what that means, just the quantum field is that oneness that connects everything in the universe. You were talking about that, Scott, a few minutes ago, beautifully. I'd love to know what those 26 things are. If you're gonna... Yeah, but anyway, and so this universal field that can be called the quantum field, it can be called oneness, it can be called the Holy Spirit. I can call it by a lot of different names, Brahma, but it's a feelable thing. And if you wish to experience it, you just kind of open your heart to it and it's here. And there's another thing called the master hookup, and that's a position of your tongue. So right behind these 2 front upper teeth, right behind it in the upper palate, there's a point called the master hookup. If you put your tongue right there, it actually grounds you into your chakras and into the earth. It's a magical thing. It's just so easy, isn't it? I mean, you don't have to pay a subscription fee to it, or there's no taxes on it. You just put your tongue right behind your 2 front upper teeth and just try it. Just put your tongue there for a moment and breathe. See what that's like.
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years, yes.
Feel the heart.
That's feeling the heart. And what's your name?
Jim.
Jim. So Jim was just saying, the hara, which is the energy center here.
Mhm.
I was an acupuncturist for 25 years. So I work a lot with this field. So if you just like you can put one hand here, put your tongue in that position behind your two front of teeth, and then just breathe fully. And that just hooks you right in to yourself, to your true self. So if you do those things, you'll be more open to the energetic and grace part of this presentation. So today you're going to discover how to transform yourself from a muggle to a magician, if you'd like to be. That's where we're all in that process. So again, I said I'd back these things up with some examples. So actually, I was hoping to project this on this screen, but I found out they didn't have the right cable or whatever. So I'm just reading off my screen. So hopefully that's better because there's less technical stuff to put your mind onto. So there's a woman named Shannon who came to me about 8 years ago. She was at that time in her 30s, and a very bright, kind of talented woman with a lot of consciousness, but she had been going through severe trauma. She had like this traumatic thing that had to do with, I guess, losing a baby, just flare up because of something triggered her. And she was feeling very wobbled and hard to function. So she came to me for a few sessions, and she wrote this to me, just made a little video and put it on Facebook. And she said, after my first quantum healing session, it was like, wow, this is so different. I've certainly had lots of experience with heart-centered therapy, Reiki, and so much more. But learning about quantum healing and how it can really change in an instant was a pretty miraculous discovery. What I received was a total clearing of these traumatic experiences within 1 to 2 sessions. I'm not exaggerating. It was astounding. I really didn't have a charge around that trauma anymore. It was completely gone. All it really takes is a rewiring of our programming, in a sense, and healing in our energetic field. And we can literally change the processes of how we experience life. So since Shannon gave me that quote, she's gone on to create a coaching company called the Green Door Life, where she now has like 20 coaches under her internationally, and she's training them, and they do like fitness training, dietary coaching, and also helps them open their higher consciousness. So she's a brilliant person, but she had to clear that trauma to open up that higher potential for herself. So the name of the talk is How to Heal Like a Master. So I'm going to give you the short answer first, and then I'll give you a more detailed answer after that. So the short answer of how to heal like a master is, get ready, completely be yourself without doubt or inhibition. If you want to heal like a master, it's not like you have to learn 100 new things or you have to like go into some other state of consciousness, some altered state. No, completely be yourself without feeling inhibited or letting fear will help you hold it down. This is what it's like. Now, quantum healing is opening up a trusting, deeply intuitive relationship with the divine. Now, the word the divine, you could use the word God, Christ, whatever word you like is fine. But there's this infinite source of everything. When you learn to trust that and not trust your own mind, not trust all the techniques you've learned. I was an acupuncturist for 25 years. I learned so many techniques, like where to put the needles and how to diagnose and how to use the electrotherapy and how to bill insurance and all the things. But no, just a pure trusting relationship with the divine, miracles happen. And I'm not exaggerating to use the word miracle. And that's not hyperbole. I'm saying literally, I've experienced so many miracles just in the last week. So that's what it takes. So I want to say something about the word light worker. Does anybody here consider themselves a light worker? I think at least one person does it. Well, some people have a kind of disparaging term, like light worker means sort of like, a hippie or a flower child or some kind of, vague term like that. But no, this is a very specific meaning to light worker. It's like being the special forces of the military, like you're like the Green Beret or something. It's that specific. What? We'd love it. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. Thank you. It would be great if we could show the pictures. And thank you, Barbara, for your efforts to try to make this happen. Okay. This way you can see all the nice pictures I've made. Yeah. And I guess we still plug that in.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I'll just keep talking until they get that going. So light worker actually is someone who really cares about raising their consciousness, cares about healing themselves. It's not satisfied just to kind of live in the fear-based programming they grew up in, and says, I'm willing to do what it takes to, like, free myself from this and help other people to free themselves. That's a light worker. It doesn't have to look, you don't have to be like an energy healer. You don't have to be some special profession. You could be a housewife taking, at home, or somebody taking care of young children, or a dog trainer. It doesn't matter. It's just that you have that desire in your heart for you to be free and help other people to get free. I guess that could. Okay, it's not working. It is? Can we go to the next room? Okay, all right. Anyway, so right now we're living through extraordinary times. Charles Dickens had this book in which he had this statement. It said, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. It was called The Tale of Two Cities. And that's what it's like now. I mean, if you watch the debate last week or you look at the news, it seems like we're in the worst of times. Like, it seems like, how could it be? Our environment is collapsing. I'm not going to recite all the things, all these crises. And so it seems that way on one level. But yet it's the best of times when you're a light worker. And I want you to know that you have the most amazing opportunity now if you're a light worker. If this is the time of your life, this is like the thing you've been preparing for your entire lifetime is right now. This is the most exciting time. This is like, if you like the Lord of the Rings, or if you like Star Wars, or if you, anything, and any of those things that seem to inspire you, it's all happening for real right now, that process. And so I want to know how many people have gone through any of these experiences. Just like raise your hand if you're aware of any of these things. Have anybody felt overwhelmed or drained recently? Raise your hand. Okay. Has anyone felt like you're going through a life review? They say when you're dying, your whole life flashes in front of you. Does anyone notice that now, even now while you're still alive? Yeah, I have tremendously. It's like but you don't have to die physically. It's just your whole life is flashing in front of you anyway. You felt some regret and remorse? Yeah, I felt some of those feelings. It's like something's come up and you just feel so like, I wish I had done that differently. Yeah. But the good news is you're still alive and you can change it now through forgiveness, through gratitude, through service. I mean, you're still here. See, the Christmas Carol with Ebenezer Scrooge, he had to be shown a life review of how lousy his karma was, and how little love he had created, and how many people despised him. And then he realized, I have another chance. I'm still alive. I could go bring the turkey over to Tiny Tim or whatever. So we all still have a chance. Has anybody here felt inspired and uplifted sometimes, and then other times you feel lost and uncertain? And I go back and forth. Well, that's part of the time. Yeah. And has anyone felt strange bodily symptoms and pains that seem to come and go that nobody can explain? No, I'm glad you're not. Okay. And has anyone felt filled with visions of things you'd love to create, but you don't know how?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are the kind of things, that's because we're ascending in consciousness. These are the kind of things that happen. So we're going through what I would call a portal of awakening. And this intensified on June 6th. It just started going a higher gear on June 6th. And what it is basically you have been, maybe I could stand up. Let's see, could I put this? Yeah, they can still see me, right? You've been preparing for this time your entire life. I want you to feel that for a moment. Like literally the good, the bad, and the ugly that you've had experience about all your life has prepared you for this time right now, so you can shine as a light worker and fulfill your potential and do things that will actually seem like miracles to you. That's what we're in. It's about self-knowledge and living as a sovereign. If I had more time, I have to go through quickly because I only have a short time, but sovereign has a very strong meaning. It means you throw off all the old negative controlling programming you've been brought up in, and you really say, I am here. I know what I'm here to do, and I'm doing it. And you start drawing all these other people to you, all these other light workers to you. And that's a beautiful thing. So you're in the right place at the right time as a light worker. And it's a great opportunity. So basically, I believe the divine is offering you a great package deal. Well, maybe I'll sit so that people online can see me without having to look up so much. The three things in this package deal that you get to receive is, first of all, you get to experience, like everybody has some things they wish they could heal, but they haven't been able to. You can get to heal those things. The second thing is you become more successful at whatever your work is or whatever your service is, or more effective with your clients because you're tapped into the source of all healing. And the third thing is you get to help heal our planet. That's the package deal. You get to have all three of those things. But here's the price you have to pay. Here's the catch. The price you have to pay to have those three things is you have to open yourself to sense the quantum field and embody pure love and presence in your everyday life. Is anyone willing to pay that price? At least one guy is. That's good. Yeah, pay that price. But the thing is, you have to ask, how much do I want that? Can I stretch myself out of my comfort zone or the way I think and believe? Because that's what it takes. So anyway, I'm Darren. It's Darren Starwin. And what I'm known for is helping many patients, because I've been in the medical field, who have not had help elsewhere to have help, like pain relief and help with severe depression and many things where they hadn't gotten help elsewhere. I've published 5 best-selling books. And my main thing I'm doing now is helping other practitioners, like people who are healthcare healers, for them to be able to awaken their higher healing abilities and to be able to discover quantum healing. That's the main thing I'm doing now. So I have a new TV show. It's called Quantum Awakenings that you can see on soulsearch.tv. Nice 20-minute little segments that have humor in them, that have music, that have interviews, that have teaching. So I recommend you to go there if you like this stuff. So I'm going to go through the 5 quantum keys now, because that's the name of the talk, 5 quantum keys to heal like a master. And to heal the unhealable. That's something you can actually do. You can help to heal the unhealable with this work. So the first quantum key is that you're not really a healer. None of us are healers in the truest sense of the word. What you really are is a catalyst. A catalyst means that you don't really heal anybody. People tap into this master healer ability within themselves, but you can be a catalyst to help them to do that. And then the miracles happen. And part of what our clients, anybody here who works with clients, part of what our clients are bringing us is the collective trauma of our whole human race. Like when someone shows up and says, I have migraines, it's not just them having migraines. They're also tapping into millions of other people who are going through trauma and pain. And that's because we're so interconnected now. We're not just, that's part of the awakening we're going through. So what do you do about that, you know? What acupuncture point do you needle for that? I mean, you know, they didn't teach us this kind of stuff. So you can heal the unhealable just through techniques. You have to turn it over to the divine. The divine is the healer. And what I love more than anything is when with somebody who's having a very challenging issue, and they've tried 20 other healers and doctors and shamans, and they've gone to Peru and taken ayahuasca, and they've done all these things. And they usually say, you know, it was all helpful, but it didn't fully heal that deep core of what I'm carrying. And I work with them and I feel that divine energy, and then they actually get better. Nothing I love more than that. And that's what it is being a quantum healer. So you ground yourself in this field. So let's just take a moment right now for this. So just like just a mini meditation, if you like to join, it's just sit up straight. You put your tongue in the master hook up behind your 2 front upper teeth. And just relax, nothing to do. And just tune into your heart center. And call all of your energy back into your own body, because we are mostly dispersed most of the time. That's the way we've been trained to be. You know, so all kinds of digital devices, and your plate is overfull with too many things to do. Just call all that energy, just say, I call it back into my body now. I call all that energy back into my own body. Then take another breath in and breathe some of that energy down to the earth. Just sense that. Now, when I say I am, I don't mean Darren, I mean the I am presence, the divine presence. I am offering a quantum activation now, which is something that kind of accelerates your awakening and attunement. So if you wish to, you could just open yourself to that field. Just feel the love in your heart that is your true self. And by tuning into this field, this quantum field, this allows you to raise your consciousness and awaken your intuition. It's always been there. It's just been blocked. It's just been shut off in many ways. And you can perceive the real, often hidden causes of pain, depression, disease, and people who are held back in their life in various ways. Instead of just seeing the surface, you can see the deep underlying reasons people have these things and help them to shift it. Now, this is something that if you really open to yourself, it's actually a vibrational feeling in your body. It's not just an idea. Does anybody feel that vibrational sense in their body right now? This is the quantum field. Yeah, Karina does. And the most powerful healing going on our planet happens in groups right now. It happens in community. It's not so much the time for like one person giving one person a healing. That's still happening. Of course, that's important, but the most miraculous healing happens when we get together in these groups of light workers and we bring in this quantum field, and then there's like a multiplication effect of the healing, and it spreads out to all life. That's the way it works now. So I'm going to give you, this has all been very kind of, theoretical. Let me give you some practical example. I had one of my students referred one of her clients to me. And this is a woman who was very physically fit, really good health in her 40s, had a very successful job working with these corporations. But she had fallen down 2 different times within a month and gotten hurt, which was completely not normal for her. And she said she felt drastically out of balance, wasn't sleeping well. And when I asked her about what she'd been doing, she said, well, I did date 2 men in the last year who were using drugs. A lot of people using drugs have different kinds of weird energies in their field or something like that. And she was looking for some kind. So my student felt she couldn't clear her, felt it was too difficult for her to do it. So she referred it to me. So when I evaluated her, I found out that this woman had actually taken on negative energies maybe from these boyfriends that were still hanging out in her field, and that she had somehow agreed to it. We don't realize it. We make agreements to do these things without even remembering it on a subconscious level, because she had an open heart and maybe she wanted to help them or something. So she took on some of their dark energies. So during the quantum healing session, we worked with this quantum field to clear those out, which they went, aligned her energy, or what's called her assemblage point, and balanced her chakras. And then a week later, I spoke to her and she said, I feel much lighter, much less pain in my body. I feel much clearer about what I want in my life. My boundaries are much better. All those things happen because she cleared that energy out. So that's an example of a quantum healing session. Now, I want to say how the quantum key number 2 that I want to talk about is how to actually be a quantum catalyst. So by being a catalyst, you help bring another person into the awareness of the quantum field in their own body and nervous system. So health is a very high vibration. And so when you bring this high vibration into the body, sickness and pain and depression can't stay because those are low vibrations. So they just tend to dissolve. And so when higher light is transmitted in the body, they fall away. And so this positive energy moves through you. It actually affects your body through what's called epigenetics. And if you go to my TV show I mentioned on soulsearch.tv, there's a whole 20-minute episode about epigenetics and how you uplift your frequency through that. But it basically means whatever input comes into you is going to just change your body. It remodels your body through the DNA, through which genes are expressed in your DNA. So that's called epigenetics. It's remarkable. So that means even if your parents had cancer or heart disease or diabetes, and you don't have to inherit it, you can shift that pattern through epigenetics. Or if you've been stuck in a certain pattern, you can shift that through epigenetics. Okay, that's now quantum key number 3. This is if anybody that works with clients, this is a 30-second thing you can do to put yourself from a muggle into a magician. Does anybody want to hear that? Yeah, 30 seconds, not too bad. The first step is called a purity blast. If you ever want to clear a space, and the way you do that, if you want to join me, you just put one hand like this and just say, I now command a purity blast. You could use different words. That's the words I use. And just imagine a vortex of light moving through the room, just like a little tornado. Shh. Let's try it again. I now command a purity blast. I could just feel it. It's just like a vortex of light just went. Whoosh.
Because while you do that, keeps you in the presence of that to start.
Stay in the presence while you're doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. Thank you. Keep your tongue in that position.
Up. It works.
Great. That's it. That's good. So keeping your tongue, staying in the breathing, staying within your body, and then do the purity blast. Yes, thank you for that. Okay, the next thing, which I mentioned earlier, is call your own energy back in your body. And you can just do that silently. You don't just say it out loud. You just silently just say, I now call all my energy back into my body. 1 second. And you just feel more presence. And then whatever you're going to do in your work or your client or whatever it is, it's gonna go better. The third thing is an intention. So when you're ever working with anybody for any purpose, just make an intention in your mind very briefly. Like something like, it is my intention to be a clear vessel of miraculous healing and renewal for the greatest good of this client, myself, and all concerned. Something like that. And when you create that intention, it lines up all the powers of the universe with you. And the fourth one, which is really magical, it's totally non-muggle, is align with your healing team. Your healing team is, you might call spiritual guides, or the Christ consciousness, or the Divine Mother. I mean, there's different, names and aspects of it, but I know when I do these quantum healing sessions, clearly there's a team of amazing beings working through me and doing this. You know how I know the difference? Because there's been some sessions where I forgot to do it. I forgot to invoke my team. I just was kind of in a rush. I don't have time for that. And I just did my treatment and it was good, but it wasn't magical. It was still good, but it wasn't magical. When I take that second and say, I'm calling in my team is Christ, it's Divine Mother, it's Metatron, it's some of these incredible beings, I call them in, and it's suddenly I feel like different. And whatever I do with the person, there's more of a magical, miraculous quality to it. How much, how long it takes you? Like a half a second. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it, yeah. And then the final step is attune to love. So I was going to review those steps one more time. So this 30-second ritual is purity blast to clear the space, call your energy back in your body, make a simple intention, and then connect with your team. Then whatever you do, you're not a muggle anymore. Now you're a magician. Okay, quantum key number 4 is identify and develop your superpowers. Does anybody here know that you have a superpower? Yeah. Well, like Tangela clearly has developed some of her superpowers, who runs this expo. Her superpower to bring all these amazing light workers together and create all these connections and help people be more successful. So I've written this book called Awakening the Avatar Within. And there's a whole chapter in here about how to recognize and awaken your superpowers. There's like so much else in here. Like it's basically the whole workbook on how you live as an avatar, how you bring out your your quantum healing abilities and, so much more the science behind it. And basically the way you recognize your superpowers is you look at what you're already good at, and then you raise your frequency and then put yourself into positions of service to other people. When you do that, your superpowers emerge. So, I mean, it's much more than I can say in 1 or 2 minutes, but the book explains it very clearly. Okay, quantum key number 5. If you want to heal like a master, is to learn the master tools of quantum healing. So at this time, when you work with groups of people who are also developing their quantum abilities and developing their superpowers, there's a tremendous amplification. So since I don't have this to show you, I have some pictures here from my last retreat. We had a retreat in last February, and Angela, who's in the back, was here with us. And Karina was here with us at that retreat. And Odysseus, who's in another room, was with us there. And that was just amazing, miraculous experience. We got together for 4 days and we were working on these quantum methods, and we had a lot of dancing and fun and hiking and, lots of fun. People had all these breakthrough experiences. And I also lead courses called the Quantum Master Course. It's for people that want to learn this, where we get together on Zoom on a regular basis. You learn these methods, you practice them with other people, and you actually can then start using it on whoever your clients are. So if anyone's interested in any of those things, I can get that information to you. And Karina, would you pass the clipboards around, please? We have clipboards. If you want to, there's 2 things I can offer you if you put your name on there. One of them is that there's community gatherings that we have in person and on Zoom, most of which are free of charge. Like every Tuesday morning, we have a quantum meditation, which is gorgeous. People love it. The numbers are increasing like every week of that. And then there's other things like that going on. And also there's actual courses for people that want to study this. So if you put your information down, you can check off what you're interested in, and then you can get that information. I did have 2 clipboards. Can they both go in? Okay, good. Thank you for doing that. Now I want to read another quote. This is a woman named Kaisa, who's an acupuncturist who took my master course last year. And she was a very left brain kind of muggle kind of acupuncturist. I mean, very skilled at what she did, but, not that open to the spiritual side. But she wanted to be. So she found me somewhere online and took this course. And here's what she wrote. She just didn't write this. She just said it to me on a phone call. She said, I feel completely different in a really good way. Just a whole other level working with my patients. I'm sensing more of what my patients are experiencing on an energy level. But overall for myself, I just kind of took off and went to another level with my work. And it's really amazing. I just feel another level of intuition working with my patients. It's a lot clearer. And their treatments are even more effective and faster. And I have a bunch of those. So nothing I've been sharing with you today is really theory or ideas. These are all actual experiences and clinical methods that my students and I have used to create transformational breakthrough results. So quantum healing is actually a system that's based on thousands of hours of clinical experience and science. So how much time do we have left, Scott, before this is over?
It is 11:40. Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, good. So let's have some more of the experiential here. And again, I really appreciate you showing up here and being interested in this. So I actually have some music I can put on that I think you can hear from my computer speakers at least. That really will help with the meditation.
What was the 5th key?
The 5th key was learning the actual methods of quantum healing. Okay. And to those who are here online with us, thank you for being with us. So again, I'll just say one more time, call your energy back in your body. This is something we really need to do a lot of, because we've been taught all our life to be out here, to be dispersed, to be trying to take care of everybody else. And be worried about all these things all over the planet and have too much on your plate and all these things. So just say, I call all my energy back in my body. If you wish to do this, put your tongue in the master hookup, sit up straight, breathe fully, and relax. I see there's been a lot of comments here online, and I'll read them after we're done here. Thank you for your comments. And just feel that connection on the tip of your tongue. Just feel it drawing you within into that grounded state. And I suggest that you tune into the desire that's in your heart. What do you really want? What would you love to experience? This is really worth considering. If you didn't believe what you want is impossible, what would you want to do? What would you want to experience? If your dreams that you were dreaming about, you didn't say, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, or I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I don't have enough money, or if you just put all that stuff aside, just what you'd love to experience, just take a moment to reflect on what that is. And do your best to sense the vibration inside your body. It's a feelable vibration. Most people don't take the time to feel inside their body unless they're either in pain or having sex. Those are the only two times they ever, or they have indigestion or something. But no, there's a beautiful like field in your body that you can learn to just be so nurtured by. It's the quantum field. And if you have a request for healing for yourself, there's something you'd love to have healed in you. Just notice what that is. And you can ask yourself, where in my body am I most tapped into that issue or problem or pain? If you have pain in your knee, it's pretty obvious where it is. But if it's more of an emotional imbalance or broken heart or something like that, you just ask yourself, where in my body is the entry point to that feeling? And put the palm of one of your hands over that area. Keep breathing fully. And now I'm going to suggest a very powerful act to you. Again, only do it if it feels right to you. And that's to say, I now call my divine self into my experience, into my body. I open myself to have the direct experience of my divine self, not filtered through spiritual philosophies, but just directly in my feeling sense, my sensing, my own direct sensing right now. Then just trust whatever you feel. There's no preconception of what that should be like. And then there's something, how's the healing works is that connect that sense of your divine self, however you notice it, with that part of your body that connects to the pain or the issue that you want to have healing for. It's like connecting the dots, connecting this divine field to my broken heart or to my aching belly or to my sore back, whatever it is. Allow those two to meld and merge. It's called spiritual alchemy when you allow those two to really blend together. And if you feel some emotions, welcome those emotions. Tears come, welcome those, because this is your body connecting and acknowledging and saying yes. Just relax even more. There's nothing to do here. This is all just allowing. Because what I believe is that you have a bigger purpose that your soul is calling you to now. It's been tapping on you for a while, saying you have a bigger purpose. And this is the time for this. And there's some part of you going, but I'm afraid. I feel unworthy. I don't know if I can do this. So just know that those are illusions. You could simply ask your own higher self, what's next for me? What do you want me to do? What's my marching orders? So to sum up everything I've said today within this meditative state, light workers are very powerful people. The fact that you're in this room right now or you're online listening and you're still here with us means you are a light worker. You're a very powerful being. And yet you've had some trauma in your past because of your power. You know, you've expressed your power in other lifetimes, other places, and gotten what you say whacked for it many times. And it's left some deep impressions of this is not safe. I have to play small. I can't show myself to the public. I have to just keep a low level, keep a low. But this is the time to let go of that stuff, to come out, as they say. So I found that when we get together in these groups, this is a little small group, this is an example of it. Where I have these other ones where we get together over, each week and we really go deep in working together. It's much, much easier to release those old fears and patterns and inhibitions and to really come into your power and your mastery. It's much, much easier. And that's what we call the miracles that happen at that time. So I think probably need to bring this into a close. You got to prepare for the next speaker. But just know that this quantum field is always with you. You don't have to be in this room with you take it with you. And every Tuesday morning we have a quantum meditation at 8 a.m. Pacific time that goes for 30 minutes. And these are really gorgeous. If you put your name on the clipboard and put your email and you write it clearly enough so I could read it, I'll make sure you get the invitations to that. And then we also have 15 minutes every Friday. We pray together for world peace, not pray, but visualize, see planetary healing every Friday at 12 noon. Karina? Okay, and I'm going to put my website. Thank you. If you want in the chat here, and also say it to you here. It's www.drstarwin.com. www.drstarwin, like all these access to all these different things, my training courses, the free events, guided meditations you could download. It's all on that site, drstarwin.com. Thank you, Karina. And I'm going to be outside after. If anyone likes to speak with me, if anyone wants to buy one of these books, we do have some of these books. If you're intrigued, this would be a great next step, is to read this book, or even to hold it, put it under your pillow and sleep with it. If you don't read it, it has a very high vibration. The reading is better though. I'll be out there afterwards. So thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you, Scott, for making this possible and for
Say hello to our audience.
yeah, and to everybody who's with us and came on here. I really appreciate you coming and taking your Sunday morning to be with us. And for the comments, I haven't had time to read the comments, but I'll do it as soon as I get out of here. But let's see, I'll look at a few of them now. Lynn said, what we focus on, we help manifest. Need to get all the radios and social media focused on cleanup and rebuilding. And Laura said, thanks, Darren. And there's a whole lot of great comments here. So Omer Shar, thank you for your comment. So God bless all of us. And just know we can transform this United States of America this year in this crazy election year. If enough of us put our consciousness together, we can do it. So let's do that.
Good job, Darren.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, hello, Sacred Sunday audience. There's Tangela still there and Omashar is still there. So I'm going to bring them both up. We're going to, everybody's kind of leaving the room and more people coming in. There's lovely Karina. What a beautiful return to the Sacred Sunday show we've had today. And Tangela, let's do this on a regular basis. Let's start.
We have so many events coming up in the Bay Area, so let's plan this together and bring back Sacred Sunday, because I love gathering. Of course, we love gathering in community, and to do it both with in the live and then the online community. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is. It's really fun. The hybrid experience is happening. So, and next Saturday night is another Soul Search Awakening World show.
Yes, definitely. So we'll all be together for the Soul Search Awakening show on July 6th. And for all of you, thanks so much for tuning in and joining us for this beautiful Sacred Sunday show. I did put in the chat that you can watch Darren's show on soulsearch.tv, Quantum Awakenings. If you guys have not checked it out yet, it's totally free to watch. Just go to soulsearch.tv or download the Soul Search TV app on your Roku, Amazon Fire, Android TV, Apple TV, or on your mobile phone. And you can watch his show and many others. But I love Darren's show because it has comedy, it has music, it has teachings, it has transmissions. So definitely check it out. And if you want to keep watching the next speakers, we're going to close out the Sacred Sunday show, but you can continue watching on the Soul Search Facebook page or the Soul Search YouTube channel as well. So you guys can do that. We'll have those online, where Scott has been our inspiration to start doing these live streamings, which I've always wanted to. So thank you, Scott, for being the inspiration and the catalyst, talking about catalysts for this. You're on mute, Scott.
Turn your mic on, brother.
You're still in.
You want to do another song to close us out?
No, I won't, because I've actually packed it all up. I was actually gonna go outside in the sunshine, and Darren was so engaging and his information was so pertinent to me and powerful. I chose to stay and be present with it all. But I actually have turned my keyboards off.
All right, well, then we're going to wrap up the Sacred Sunday. We'll see you all on Wednesday night for the Awakening World. It's going to be a really good one. We're doing a book launch for a very fascinating book. And the next Saturday night, back with Tangela and Omashar and Soul Search TV luminaries, including Kalina. So it's going to be really, really beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Scott, for joining live. Hope you have fun at the expo, seeing old friends and new. And Omashar, thank you for all your beautiful music today. It was so beautiful. And
Angela, you
everyone
are
for
an
your
inspiration.
awesome energy and just coming together.
Happy Sacred Sunday, everybody.
Namaste.
Hey.
That sound like.
That's Tangela.
I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, come on, say hi to you, Tangela.
Sweetie, I'm here. Good to see you, darling.
How are you? Getting ready for the next talk?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
And Jasmine Bear and Barbara's dog are here now planning, so.
Oh, that's so fun. Winston and Jasmine Bear, love it.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Everybody.